Good morning. Good morning. Well, it's good morning for me. Maybe good afternoon in some other parts of the world or wherever you're listening to my video. Yes, it's your girl, Dr. Sip. I am back. Happy Watering Wednesday. Again, we are talking about loving ourselves. As we know, I always come on here and I always give us some type of inspiration, empowering word or talk or something to inspire us about our body, our health, and all things that help us to help us to find ourselves and to become a better us. So, the topic today, as it states on my title, it is called Is Your GPS Turned On? And we're going to get into that topic, but before I start, I just would like to let all those who are new to my channel to please subscribe so that if you like what I'm speaking, you will be able to be the first to know when I pop up and add new videos. Also, don't forget to share those things, those videos that you like as I come across them and speak them. So share, like, and subscribe. Okay, so let's go into our topic. So, is your GPS turned on? Is your internal GPS turned on? Because we all have an internal GPS, but are we all truly using our internal GPS? So many of us, or all of us, I would say, we came in this earth being, in this world, and we were taught from the outside in. We already knew as an infant what we needed internally. When we cried, we needed something. We was either hungry, we needed our diaper changed, or it was something that you needed and you would cry for it and your mom would have to figure it out. Internally, you knew what it was, needed the things you need. But as we got older, our environment, the parents who raised us, our teachers and things like that have taught us to no longer look within ourselves, to look outside of ourselves to tell us what it is we need. Our parents taught us when we should eat, when we should now love a certain situation or love a certain person. We should no longer feel a certain kind of way, things like that. So this loving ourselves is going to take practice. It's not something that, we wake up, we say, oh, because I do X, Y, and Z, I love myself. No, it's a lot more than just X, Y, and Z. So as I come on here and I talk to us all, I am going to share a lot of different techniques, methods, thoughts in layman's term so that we can kind of understand or see, give some examples of what that looked like of loving ourselves. And it's more than, loving ourselves, whatever we think X, Y, and Z is. So through the eyes of others, there are many of us have lived with ourselves. So it's easy for us to say, oh, I love myself. I mean, because you've been in your body. Me, I've been in my body, 48 years? Yeah, I'm telling my age, but I've been in my body 48 years. So it's kind of hard for me to, somebody to tell me, oh, do this, do that, or this for you, this what you need, things like that, because I'm looking at them like, look, I've been in my body. I know me. You ain't going to tell me what it is that I need, da-da-da-da, and all this stuff like this. But at the end of the day, just because we've been in our body does not mean that we were truly loving ourselves the way we should have loved ourselves, or the way our GPS, our internal GPS, is trying to explain to us who we are, why we're here, and what do we need to be doing here. So many of us have lived with ourselves for so long, we believe we know ourselves. We take for granted of loving ourselves, truly loving ourselves. We fail to realize how to learn to live and love ourselves right where we are now. We have spent our whole lives living through the eyes of others. What do I mean by all this? I know some of you asking, what do you mean? Keeping people in your life that will change with you, not to change you for who they want you to be. This goes even for yourself. What do I mean? You want people in your life that's going to change with you, not people that wants to change you for who they want you to be. This even goes for yourself. Just what I said, you yourself. Because sometimes we can be our worst enemy. I don't know if some of you remember, or some of you may know me. Whitney Houston, I love her and still love her. She's not here with us today. God bless the dead. But she will always be my favorite. I love what Whitney Houston, I love her voice. So anyways, some of you may have seen her video or her interview when Diane Sawyer did her video. And it just kind of, as I'm speaking now, it just brought that memory, that video up. When I say that sometimes we can be our own worst enemy. And Diane Sawyer had asked her in that video, she kind of asked Whitney Houston, if you had to name the devil, the biggest devil of all for you. And then Whitney Houston made, smile. And she said, that would be me. And she gave this little quirky smile and looked at the video when she said it. And it's true. Sometimes we are our worst enemy. We can be our worst enemies. Not all the time is someone or something else outside of you. You can be your worst enemy. Me, I can be my worst enemy. Listen to ourselves, to take the time out of our busy schedule and to sit back and think about our thoughts. Think about what we're saying when we say we love ourselves. Because the more you do this, the more you love yourself. The more you would want to make sure your thought is on the right frequency or your true vibration. Finding your true identity. Who you are and what are you meant to do here. You want to take time out. We're so fast, we're so quick. We want to just, we want everything microwavable. 5 minutes. I should be happy. I should be doing X, Y, and Z. I should be here. So it's time now to sit down, think, swallow your pride, and really truly understand, who am I and why am I here? What are my thoughts and what are they telling me? Thinking of thoughts that inspire and empower you, and less often you would think. So the more you do this, the more you love yourself, the more you would want to make sure your thought is on the right frequency of your true vibration. And thinking of thoughts that inspire and empower you, and less often will you be thinking of those thoughts that are defeatful and discouraging, which I call the double D's, the defeat and discouraging thoughts. I think of those as the double D's, like double dutch. I don't know if any of you ever played double dutch, or played it with using cable cords. And if you remember when you first learned how to jump into a double dutch rope, as they were twirling the ropes and you had to jump in, it's kind of like that. It's those double D's. You feel discouraged, you feel defeated before you even got in the rope. But once you learn how to jump into that double dutch rope and them ropes and it don't touch you and you in there, you no longer feel defeated. You no longer feel discouraged. You kind of telling the people that's twirling the ropes, go faster, go faster. You doing your thing. So it's the same thing with our thoughts. You want to pay attention to those double D's. Pay attention to what you're saying and your thoughts to yourself, because this is your GPS, your internal GPS that is telling you things about yourself. The more you love yourself, the more you will attract people into your life who inspire you, who uplift you, rather than take from you. You want to get into the habit of watching your thoughts and your feelings and intentionally loving yourself. This is practice. You have to intentionally love yourself. It's practice, and you ask yourself, who am I around? Do they feed me power, or do they take away my power away? Meaning, do they feed me inspiration? Are they uplifting? Or when I leave them, I feel like I just got ran over by a Mack truck. I'm drained, or I feel like my body is just tired, it's fatigue. You want to pay attention to your body as you entering in with different people, going into different circumstances. It is your body, it is your internal GPS that is talking to you. Feeling bad is your alert signal. Yes, yes, yes. You have an internal guidance system. Like it's your very own GPS system, as I was stating all through this thing. You have your own internal GPS system. I mean, like so many of us, I have a GPS that I try to follow, and it's so funny. I put my GPS on and I still get lost because I hear her telling me, you're going to turn left. I missed the exit where she said turn left or whatever, and I have to keep going forward into finding the exit. But then what this GPS does, it says rerouting, make a U-turn at the left or the right. The same thing, your body, your mind, your thoughts, who you are is telling you the same exact thing. You have a GPS, and sometimes, yes, and within our own selves, we get lost. But just because we get lost, we go down the wrong path, that doesn't mean like, oh, it's doom is me. What it means is that is your GPS is saying, uh-oh, rerouting, make a left, make a turn at the make a U-turn at the left or the right. Such as when you feel bad, it is basically your body telling you or telling us our thoughts are basically those double D's I just spoke about. They're discouraging and they're defeating. We can tell ourselves weakening or discouraging or disempowering thoughts. I mean, we can tell our own self. We can talk our own self out of our own blessing. So when you talk that way to yourself, you are entering into the role of victim of your circumstances. You are entering into that role of a victim of your circumstances. Again, circumstances happen, events happen in our life. We cannot control the things that happen to us in our life. But what we can control is how we respond to those circumstances in our life. And as my God stated, and I truly believe, he said, I am the victorious one. I am the head and not the tail. And I'm victorious over all my circumstances. Yeah, I done added in a little bit of my own ad-lib into that, but I'm just telling you my beliefs and what I believe in. God said I'm victorious over my circumstances. And we have to believe that. And we have to tell ourselves that. We have to get back to that source. And when we find ourselves, because things happen, you're going to find yourself speaking those discouraging or defeating thoughts, and you'll find people around you also speaking in the same way. But you have to get back. You have to pull yourself back to the source, to your GPS, saying, rerouting yourself and turning and taking that U-turn. Because if you keep that way, if you keep going in that way, and you keep giving yourself those defeat and those discouraging, those weakening, unempowering thoughts, you become so far from yourself and your thought process will be defeat. You will just be feeling like, woe is me. So again, when you start feeling bad, it is your internal GPS letting you know you are going further and further away from yourself, of who you are, why you were created here, what you were supposed to be doing. So like I said, things happen to us. Life happens, circumstances happen, events happen. It's just like driving a car. Think of your body it's like you in your car. You driving your car. You took your driver's license. You took your defense course. You know how to drive. I mean, come on. You've been driving for umpteen years, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, big mad truck, boom, just hit you. You know, you looking like, what the heck? Circumstances that happened, like I said, the accident happened. You couldn't control that accident. You could not have said, oh, dang, let me stop, because in your mind, you're driving safe. You didn't even see this truck that came over here. But the thing that you can control, and I have to express this over and over for us to get it, that thing you can control is how you respond to that accident. Now you could get out of that accident if you make it out, you're not hurt and you're not, it's just like a fender bender. Yeah, you can jump out, you can scream on the other person, you can do all these different things, out of fright, out of fear, because your body, and that's some natural stuff you would do naturally. But you also can think, stop, listen to yourself. You can get out, you can respond, hey, ask the other person, are you okay? Making sure that they're okay. They ask you, you're okay. Whatever the response is. But again, it's your choice. No choice. There is no wrong or no right way to handle a situation like that, because it's your choice. So the circumstances that come into your life, don't beat yourself up constantly based on things that happen in your life. Don't become the victim of your circumstances by the thought process we use. So you want to take the time out to think about what's going on in my body, what's happening with my mind. You want to make sure you're feeding yourself power, meaning inspirational, encouraging, uplifting words. You want to start to get into the habit of watching your thoughts. As I've always said, watching your thoughts, because the thoughts after a while will become your action. So you watch your thoughts, because your thoughts will give you certain feelings, and once you have a feeling within your body, you want to act. If it's a good feeling, you want more of that good feeling. You want more of that joy and happiness in your life. So you will try to gravitate to that thing that you want more of. If it's a negative feeling, you will kind of try to resist it. You wouldn't, if it was something that made you feel bad, you would either lash out. Some people, when they resist, they lash out. They cuss you out. You're resisting that thing. So you want to make sure that, okay, when I'm lashing out, what is it that I don't want? Because there's something in the situation you don't want. And if you don't want it, the more you resist it, the more it's going to come into your life. It's like you constantly pushing the wall and pushing the wall and pushing the wall. And it's like, okay, the wall is not moving, but you steady pushing at it and pushing at it like it's going to move. You have to step back, think, okay, I'm going to have to walk around this wall. So the same thing, you get angry, you have to step back, think about, the words, what's coming out your mouth. Okay, what's making me angry with this situation? What part of this situation, my body, my mind, I don't like? I don't like the way you talk to me. So we have to start voicing that in a different manner, how we don't listen. I don't like that. So that you can start bringing in more people into your life that loves you for who you are, and you love yourself for who you are. Loving yourself, again, if you enjoy loving yourself, these are the things and the steps that you want to take, is to pay attention to your own internal GPS. Okay, so again, loving yourself. If you enjoy my talk today, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know you enjoyed it. If you want more talk like this, please comment below. Let me know what you like, what you want more of. Again, don't forget to share and subscribe. Hit the bell, because if you hit that bell, you'll be the first one to know when my next Ordering Wednesday Dr. Sip information come through. I put out these Watering Wednesdays every week, every other week. I've been putting them out lately. So I'm going to try to come out and put them out more every week. So please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for listening. And remember, your GPS is on. Listen and love yourself more. Namaste.